अब कीजिए फिजिक्स का डर खत्म। फिजिक्स को याद करें मिनटों में, बड़े से बड़े न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व कीजिए 1 मिनट में। यहां मिलेगा बोर्ड, नीट और जी।
Question number 1.1. What is the force between the two small charges sphere having a charge 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb placed at 30 centimeter apart? Focus on the unit. There is a centimeter. You will convert centimeter into meter. This question is related to questions. Generally, this question is related to Coulomb's law. And formula of Coulomb's law you know very well. F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square, where Q1 is a one charge, Q2 is another charge, distance between the two charge is R, then force is F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. That is known as a Coulomb's law. The force, electrostatic force between the 2 point charges. Electrostatic force between 2 point charges having a value q1 and q2, where distance between that charge is r, then force existence is F is equals to K q1 q2 by r square. The charge, the value of q1 q2, the value of q1 q2 and distance between them are given inside the questions. आपको पता है questions के अंदर ये सारी वैल्यू दी गई है. For example, you know very well k is equals to 9 into 10 raised to 9. You are got at the value of this much. Then value of k is is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Charge q1 is given to you 2 into 10 raised to minus 7. Charge q2 is given 3 into 10 raised to minus 3. 3 into 10 raised to minus 7, and distance between them is 30 centimeter, and you will convert centimeter to meter. That means r square is 0.3 square. When you put the mathematical calculations, you are getting the answer F is equals to 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 न्यूटन. दोस्तों ये क्वेश्चंस सिंपल क्वेश्चंस है, बेसिक क्वेश्चंस है, डिपेंड्स ऑन द कूलम्स लॉ. F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. The Coulombian force F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. K is constant having a value जिसका मूल्य वैल्यू 9 into 10 raised to 9 होता है. Q1 की वैल्यू है आपके पास 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 कूलम. Q2 की वैल्यू आपको दी गई है, Q2 की वैल्यू आपको दी गई है 3 into 10 raised to minus 37, एंड R आपको दिया गया है 30 सेंटीमीटर. इसको फार्मूले में पुट कर आप आंसर निकाल सकते हैं. बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, बट इट इज़ ए फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ द 12th सीरीज 1.1. Question number 1.2. Question number 1.2. It's also based on the Coulomb's law. Inside the questions you are having a 2 point charges, one having a value 0.4 mu c and another charge having a value minus 0.8 mu c. The force between Coulombian force between two charges is 0.2 Newton. Then find the value of distance between them. Means simple questions है. The electrostatic force between two sphere of charge 0.4 mu c. That means Q1 is 0.4 mu c. Another small sphere charge having a charge Q2 is equals to minus 0.8 mu c. The force between two is 0.2 Newton. Then find the distance between them. That means we want to calculate R. Obviously we want to calculate the distance between first part what is the distance between two sphere? That means simple, you are putting the Colombian force. The Colombian force between the 2 point charge is given by F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R. When you make a subject of R, तो R is equals to K Q1 Q2 by F. R is equals to simplest formula of that, R is equals to under root of R square becomes a R, then you are putting the under root, K having a value 9 into 10 raised to 9, Q1 having a value 0.4 mu c, Q2 having a value 0.8 mu c upon F. F means 0.2 Newton. Remember here we are not dealing with the direction of force, therefore we are use the positive charge instead of negative charge. Whenever we put positive charge as a positive and negative charge as a negative, when we want to dealing with direction, the direction of force we need, at that time we are putting the plus and minus sign, whatever may be of the charge, then we are putting that one. Here we does not need any direction of the force. Here obviously positive and negative, the direction of force are attractive, but we don't want to consider the direction, then always put positive charge whether it is a positive or negative. Therefore in the value of Q2 never you put minus. If you are putting the minus, then you are not able to take under root. Therefore simple logic is that whenever we just need mathematically value, then put always positive charge. After the putting a value, you are doing the calculation and getting the answer, then answer is simply R is equals to 12 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter, or you say the 0.12 meter. Here both the charge, one charge is positive, another charge is negative. The force between them is attractive. Positive attract the negative and negative attract the positive. Both having a same magnitude. How much? 0.2 Newton. Therefore this is the solution of second part of the questions. What is the second part of question? The second part of question is that what is the force on the second sphere due to the first sphere? The first sphere having a charge 0.4 mu c and second sphere having a charge minus 0.8. The force between is 0.2 Newton. That means one is attract to 2 by 0.2 Newton, and also Newton's third law, 2 is attract the 1 by same force 0.2 Newton. The value of both force are equal in magnitude 0.2 Newton, but direction are opposite. One is attract to 2 towards itself, and while 2 is attract the 1 towards itself by the same value of 2 Newton. मतलब कि पहला दूसरे को जिस फोर्स से अट्रैक्ट करेगा, दूसरा भी पहले को उसी फोर्स से अट्रैक्ट करेगा. वैल्यू ऑफ फोर्स फॉर द बोथ चार्ज आर द सेम. दोनों चार्ज के लिए फोर्स की वैल्यू तो सेम ही होगी, बट डायरेक्शन आर अपोजिट. दैट इज द आंसर ऑफ द सेकंड पार्ट. व्हाट इज द सेकंड पार्ट? व्हाट इज द फोर्स ऑन द सेकंड स्फीयर ड्यू टू द फर्स्ट स्फीयर? You are got at the point. Now read the conclusion. Here the Colombian force second sphere due to the first sphere is also 0.2 Newton and attractive in nature, because positive and negative are attract in nature. Positive attract the negative as well as negative attract the positive. Both are the equal in magnitude, opposite in directions. Effective force of the two body force which is always exactly mutually with equal magnitude and opposite direction. Therefore it is a simple logical questions. You know about the force and direction of the force. This is the second question is also based on the Newton's law of Coulombian force F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Here we want to calculate the direction as well as some लॉजिकल क्वेश्चंस ऑफ दैट. बहुत इजी क्वेश्चंस है दोस्तों, बहुत इजी क्वेश्चंस है, जिसमें पहले क्वेश्चन में भी और दूसरे क्वेश्चन में भी दोनों में कुलम लॉ का कॉन्सेप्ट लगा और कुलम्स लॉ आपको याद हो गया होगा. F इज इक्वल्स टू के Q1 Q2 बाय आर स्क्वायर. Q1 जिस F फोर्स से Q2 को अट्रैक्ट करता है उसी समय Q2 भी Q1 को इसी फोर्स से अट्रैक्ट करता है. बोथ फोर्स आर इक्वल इन मैग्नीट्यूड बट अपोजिट इन डायरेक्शन, और यही आपके सेकंड पॉइंट का आंसर बनता है. द फोर्स म्यूचुअली अट्रैक्टिव फोर्स 1 2 को अट्रैक्ट करेगा तो 2 भी 1 को अट्रैक्ट करेगा. दोनों का मैग्नीट्यूड सेम होगा बट डायरेक्शन आर जस्ट अपोजिट टू ईच अदर. Question number 1.3. Check out the ratio of KE square upon G into ME into MP. K is a constant, E is a charge of electron, G is a gravitational constant, ME is a mass of electron and MP is a mass of proton. Check whether it is a dimensionless. आपको ये बताना है, you want to prove कि this ratio is a dimensionless. Look up the table of physical constant and determine the value of ratio. What does the ratio of signify? Means here we are not showed the value of physical constant, but that value is given inside the questions in the textbook. Then put the value of the physical quantity which is given to the ratio and calculate the value of this ratio, and that is the questions asked inside the examination NEET. I doesn't know in which year, but this is the one kind of a questions. What is the ratio of Fe upon Fe, Fe upon Fg, इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स अपॉन ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स का वैल्यू एक ईयर में पूछी गई थी. नाउ द फोकस ऑन द क्वेश्चंस. इट इज अ डायमेंशनलेस. ओके, that is the KE square when FE electrostatic force is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Q1 is here is given mass of proton and mass of electron. So obviously one charge is a charge of electron and another charge is a charge of proton. Then the answer FE is equals to KE square by R square. You say the charge of electron is negative, then why we are not taking the minus sign? Because if we need with the only magnitude, doesn't need it to put the negative sign for the charge. Here we just want to dealing with the magnitude, not for the direction. Then negative charge also consider as a positive and we are putting the plus value. Therefore charge of electron is minus and we are putting plus. Plus E into plus E, that is the E square. That is the E square. And now the gravitational force between two masses is G. Mass of one object is ME, mass of the another object is MP, and distance between them is R square. Then both the formula having a denominator R square, then R square will be cancelled. R square will be cancelled. Then the ratio of Fe by Fg is equals to Ke square upon G Me MP, which is given to you. That is the ratio of electrostatic force upon gravitational force. For the further solution you need the dimension formula. For that one are you simple use the logical value. The unit of K and unit of charge, then unit of G, unit of mass, one mass, and unit of another mass means kg square. Therefore, you are having a value of unit of K is a Newton meter square upon Coulomb inverse square. Charge having a unit Coulomb, charge having a square, therefore Coulomb square. Value of G Newton meter square into kg inverse square, and mass of electron and mass of proton kg square. After the cancellation Newton cancel, meter cancel, Coulomb square minus with cancel with plus, kg square cancel with the kg inverse square. All the unit are cancellized, then answer is 1, no unit. Therefore is described that it is a unitless. It is a unitless. Therefore it is given ratio is unitless, hence it is a dimensionless. Then the questions directly answer to the examination, Fe by Fg. Obviously, with the common sense, electrostatic force is a force, gravitational force is a force, force upon force, Newton by Newton is cancellized, therefore answer is 1. The force है ना, force तो force ही है ना, electrostatic force is a force, friction force is a force, gravitational force is a force, centripetal force is a force. Then all force are the force, therefore unit of force upon force is cancellized. That is the another way of thinking. Now the putting the value of all this one and calculate the further answer, second part of the questions. We want to calculate the whole value. Value of K is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Value of E is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. The square, here we are putting the square. Value of G is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. Me, mass of the electron 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31. Mass of proton 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. After putting the calculations, we are getting the answer 2.273 into 10 raised to 39. Remember that you are forget the approximately value. Remember the approximately value 10 raised to 39. That means positive answer need that electrostatic force Fe by Fg having a answer nearly equals to 10 raised to 39. 10 raised to 39. Having a answer 10 raised to 39. Here 10 raised to 39 we write once again Fe by Fg having a answer 10 raised to 39. Positive answer, that means numerator is much more greater than the denominator. Means gravitational force is a weaker than the electrostatic force, which is learned inside the 11th. Then the conclusion is that Fe is greater than Fe, because Fe by Fg is nearly equals to 10 raised to 39. Means Fe is 10 raised to 39 times stronger than the Fg. Therefore we can write Fe is greater than Fg. Above result, here we are mentioned that above result indicate that the given distance between the electron and proton, the magnitude of electric force is extremely large as compared to gravitational force. Electrostatic is much more greater than the Fg, and its value is nearly equals to 10 raised to 39 times. That is the NEET questions. Okay, how much time? The ratio of Fe by Fg is 10 raised to 39 times order. Fe by Fg is equals to nearly 10 raised to 39. Therefore, it is a good question and purely it is based on the concept of 11th. This ratio is dimensionless because the electrostatic force upon gravitational force upon force, there is a no unit, therefore it is a dimensionless. After putting the all value, the values ratio is nearly equals to 10 raised to 39. The very simplest questions and having a 3 mark for that one, but it is not as a compare important to the board examinations. Question number 1.6. The question number 1.6 is important as a exam point of view. There is a 4-point charges QA 2 mu c, QA 2 mu c, QB is minus 5 mu c, QC is 2 mu c, and QD is minus 5 mu d are located at the corner of a square ABCD side of 10 centimeter. There is a one square. We are putting all the charges A here, B, C and D, and side of the square is 10 centimeter. What is the force on the charge of 1 mu c placed at the center of the square? ये स्क्वायर के सेंटर पे you are putting the one charge of 1 mu c, then find the resultant force. What is the net force on the charge placed at the center? That is also based on the multiple forces, Coulombian forces, that is one kind of a superposition, but we use the another technique other than the superposition for the calculation of these questions. You are putting 4 charges. Charge A is charge A here plus 2 mu c and opposite charge having a plus 2 mu c. That means here you are putting plus 1 mu c charge, then the force exerted by 1 on O in this direction, and say force is F of इस डायरेक्शन में फोर्स एंड नेम ऑफ द फोर्स ऑन O due to A. Similarly, the opposite corner having a positive charge, then the force by this two positive charge over this positive charge is repulsion, and direction of repulsion in this direction means at the point O another force is working, F of force on O due to C. The distance between O to A, is same as the distance between O to C. Here charge is 2 mu c, here charge is 1 mu c, here also 2 and 1. Therefore, equal charges 2 and 1, equal charges 2 and 1, distance are same. Therefore, force distance is same. Therefore, you can write F of OA is equals to F of OC, and both having a same value. How much value? K value is K Q1 Q2 upon R square, and everything is same. Q1 is same for the both plus 2 mu c, Q2 is same for 1 mu c, and distance are also same. Therefore, both forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Therefore, they neutralize each other, and their resultant force due to A and due to C are 0. Means due to force of A on O and force due to C on A are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. Therefore, they are neutralize each other. Means we are saying that no resultant force due to A and due to C over O. Now consider another two corners. Which corner? Corner B having a charge minus 5 mu c. Opposite corner D having a charge minus 5 mu c. That means both charge having a same value, both charge having a same value, both charge having a same value. Which one? Both charge having a same value. B having a value minus 5 mu c and D also having a value minus 5 mu c. Due to B, the force on O is in this direction. And name of the force on O due to B. Similarly, the force due to D at O is in this direction, because both having a positive charge, positive repel each other. Therefore, sorry, here charging are negative and positive. Just review. Correction here. The force of B over A is in this direction. Means the force on O due to B in this direction, because this one is positive and this one is negative. Therefore, they are attract each other. Similar way, the D charge is negative and O is positive. Therefore, in this direction, attraction F of OD. The one force acting vertically upward, its name force on O due to D, and another force working downward due to B, force on O due to B. Both are equal in magnitude because B having a value plus minus 5 mu c and D also having a value minus 5 mu c, and Q0 is common for both one, means both Q1 into Q2 having a same value. Distance between them is also same because it is a midpoint. This distance is equals to this distance, because square diagonals intersect each other. Therefore, OD is equals to OB. The distance is same, charge is same. Therefore, the value of both force F of OD and F of OB are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Therefore, the force OB working vertically downward with same magnitude, as well as force of OD, OB working vertically downward and OD working vertically upward, both having a same value, magnitude is same but opposite in direction. Therefore, they neutralize each other. At the point O, there is a total 4 force working due to A, due to B, due to C and due to D. But due to A is neutralized by the C, and force due to B is neutralized by point D, because opposite corners having a same magnitude. Therefore, these are neutralize each other. Same way, the another opposite corner B and D are having a same value of charge, same distance. Therefore, they neutralize each other. At the point O, there is a total zero charge, total zero force. Therefore, no force exerting at that one. Therefore, resultant force at O is 0. Now you look at the questions. How do we write the magnitude? The magnitude of the Coulombian force exerted on Q0 by QA is F of OA is equals to KQ0 by R square from the A to O. Magnitude of the Coulombian force exerted on the Q0 by QC is F of OC is equals to KQ0 QC by R square is equals to Q0 QA by R square, both are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, they are cancelling each other. Similar way, you can cancelize each other by the same way, and you can write resultant force at O is 0. Question number 1.8. 2 point-like charges QA is equals to 3 mu c and QB is equals to minus 3 mu c are located at the 20 centimeter apart in vacuum. Means you are having a two charges, one is 3 mu c and another is minus 3 mu c, and the distance between them is 20 centimeter. They are placing in vacuum. Medium between two charges is vacuum. There is a two part of the question. Inside the first part, what is the electric field at the midpoint of O of the line joining AB, joining the two charges? Means we want to find the electric field at the midpoint of line joining. That means the distance is 20 centimeter, and obviously you know very well 20 centimeter is converted into meter. Therefore, two charges plus and minus. Here is a midpoint. That means this distance is 0.1, or you say the 10 centimeter. Also, this distance are 10 centimeter. Here we want to find the electric field of line joining. That we know very well from the positive charge. From the positive charge, electric fields are outward. Direction of electric field is outward, and therefore electric field lines we are drawing outside to the positive charge. And the negative charge, the field lines are inward. That means electric field is direction is inward to the negative. Then here you having a two charge, positive charge as well as negative charge, they are joining, and here is a midpoint. Due to positive charge, electric field in this direction at that point E1, and due to negative charge, electric field is in this direction E2. Means here the direction of electric field are both the direction of electric fields are towards the negative field. Therefore, here electric field, resultant electric field is a summation of two charges, summation of two electric field E1 plus E2. Inside the solution, we are dealing with vector quantity, and here explanations are without vector quantity because you are itself decide the direction. Then you are putting the simple formula and add the two formula, you are getting the answer. But inside the solution, we use the vector format just like a zoom. The positive charge having a distance from positive C point having a distance from the positive charge is 0.1 meter definitely, and from the B charge is also 0.1 meter. E positive direction is that direction of ECA, and B is a direction of ECB, both in the same direction. Therefore, inside the solution, electric field at C due to A charge ECA modulus, because we need a direction, therefore we are using the modulus. The electric field direction is in I cap towards the positive x-axis from A to C. Similarly, way electric field at C due to QB modulus we are using, and that direction is also I cap from C to B. It's clear from the diagram. Then resultant electric field is a E of CA plus E of CB, and it is a summation, simple summation of 2 E twice of ECA and a value of K QA by RCA of I cap substitute the value and calculate the answer. And the answer is 5.4 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per Coulomb. Previously we discussed that solution of non-vector format E is equals to E1 EA plus EC, because we discussion EB, we discussion the direction, both are in same direction. Substitute the value k cube by r square plus k cube by r square. Here you are putting positive because you are calculate the direction, you decide the direction, therefore always putting the modulus value. By solving that you are getting the answer E is equals to twice of k cube by r square. Substitute the value and indicates the direction. Both the way, this way is non-vector format wave, only we are calculate the magnitude, and on the screen there is a vector format. The second part of the question is that if negative test charge, if negative test charge of magnitude 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 Coulomb is placed at this point, what is the force experienced by that test charge? That is, on the screen there is another method, and I will explain another method, because the lot of method to the solution. Inside the electric field, if you are putting the any charge Q, then force experienced by the charged particle is equals to F is equals to QE. Whether it is a positive charge, then experience the force in the direction of electric field, and if you having a negative charge, then it experience the force opposite to electric field, and its value is same, F is equals to QE. You are remember that formula, force is equals to Q into E. Here Q is a charge. So dear student, here you having a electric field, resultant electric field in part A. Now you are putting the charge Q in this electric field. Value of charge is 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 Coulomb. Therefore the answer force experienced by charged particle within an electric field is given by F is equals to QE. Then your electric field is calculated. Your electric field here is calculated. EC is equals to 5.4 into 10 raised to 6. In the x-axis direction means value of x, value of electric field E vector in x-axis direction, you are putting the testing charge Q, and value of charge is 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9. Therefore force experienced by that F is equals to Q into E. After calculation you are getting the answer. Very simple question, very simple logic of this one. Within an electric field, what is the theory? Within an electric field E, the charge experience the force F is equals to QE. That is the your second solution. Just read the carefully questions, how to solve it and how to write inside the examinations. Question number 1.9. The question number 1.9. Inside the question there is some coordinate geometry system are given to you. You are placing two charges QA 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 Coulomb and QB is minus 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7. Both are the magnitude of both charge are same. but one is positive and another is negative. That is the basic definition of formation of dipole. Located at the points 0, 0 minus 15 centimeter, that means A charge is located at minus 15 centimeter of z axis because the x coordinate and y coordinate of the points are 0, and minus 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7, that means the B charge is placed at the 0, 0, 15 centimeter. That means x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 0 and z coordinate is plus 15. Then respectively, what is the total charge and the electric dipole moment of the system? The total charge Q total is equals to charge of A plus charge of B. It is not based on the location, it is a simple calculation. One charge is positive 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 and QB is minus 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7. Therefore, total charge is 0. Obviously, the sentence is that on the electric dipole, the total charge is 0 because one equal charges but opposite nature formation of electric dipole. Inside the electric dipole, one charge is plus q, another charge is minus q, that is the theory, and distance between two is 2a. Then total charge on the electric dipole, one is positive and another is negative, both having a same magnitude but opposite in nature. Therefore, total charge on the dipole is 0. Now, we want to calculate electric dipole moment. From the figure, the charge A is placing at minus 15. Suppose this is your z axis, this one is a y axis and this one is a x axis. Then this vertical axis is a z axis, above side is positive z, below side is negative z. Then A charge is placed at minus 15, therefore your charges, A charge is placed here plus 2.5 and this distance is, location is minus 15, that means this distance is 15. The charge B place it here, some typing mistake, this one is a plus 15. Then charge B is placed at the 0, 0 plus 15. Here little bit correction, typing mistake, it is not a negative 15, it is a positive 15. Therefore, this distance from the origin is 15. Means B and A charge. From the origin this distance is 15. From the origin this distance is 15. Therefore, distance between two charges 15 plus 15 is equals to 30. You are putting the simple calculation. Electric dipole moment P is equals to Q into 2A. 2A means total distance is considered as a 2A. Never multiply by 2 because the total distance is named by 2A. Then electric dipole moment having a formula P is equals to Q into 2A. Value of Q, magnitude of that one is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 and distance between that is 30 centimeter converted into meter by divided by 100, that is the 0.3. Putting the simple calculations and you are getting the answer. Inside the solution there is a vector notation. This is the another method of that one. The first part is here, total charge on the electric dipole is QA plus QB is equals to 0. The electric dipole moment is equals to P vector is equals to 2A into Q. 2A means दोनों के बीच का distance. After putting the geometrical calculation R of A minus R of B, simply multiply and simply calculations, you are getting the answer. 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter नहीं है दोस्तों, that is the coulomb per meter along the negative z axis. Negative z axis because here you are putting, here you are putting the positive charge and here you are putting the negative charge. The direction of dipole here positive q, here is negative q. Direction of the dipole is negative to positive. Here negative charge at the B and positive charge at A. Therefore, the direction of the dipole from positive to negative. Negative to positive, direction of dipole is from the negative to positive. Then here direction is negative to positive. You are got at the point. Then the direction is towards the negative z-axis, and same we are mentioned at the end of the answer. The direction of dipole along the z-axis. Very simple questions, very simple question. There is no any twist, nothing, anything. Just you play with the coordinate geometry. Some locations are given, and simple total charge on the dipole is always 0. Remember that on the dipole Q total, one extra thing is here, Q total on the dipole is always 0, but electric field total will never be 0, which is we are proved in some another questions. But remember that total charge on the electric dipole is 0, but total electric field is not 0 because the two charge is kept at some distance. Electric field total at the midpoint is not 0. Midpoint is not 0 because the two charges placed at the some distance. Total net electric field, total charge is 0, but total electric field is not 0 because the charge having a some distance. Simple calculation. Look how to write inside the examinations. Question number 1.10, which is related to electric dipole and torque. Inside the questions, the electric dipole with the dipole moment 4 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb meter, that means P vector is given to you 4 into 10 raised to minus 9. A line at 30 degree with the direction of the uniform electric field of the value 5 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. Calculate the torque acting on the dipole. Means we want to calculate the torque. The formula of torque is given to you. Tau vector is equals to P vector cross E vector, and cross product answer is tau is equals to PE sin theta. First we understand the question. There is a uniform electric field of value E vector. Now the dipole is placed within an electric field like that. Here is negative charge and here is positive charge. The direction of dipole is negative to positive. Direction of dipole, that is the direction of P, and direction of electric field is in this direction. Then obviously the angle between them, this angle is given to you. Theta is equals to 30 degree. Listen here, the direction of direction of electric field in this direction, and its value is given 5 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. And dipole is placed inside the electric field such a way, the direction of dipole is negative to positive. That means this direction and this direction having angle theta. And now put the value, instead of P you are putting the value 4 into 10 raised to minus 9. Value of E 5 into 10 raised to 4, and angle theta is 30 degree, which is given inside the questions. Then putting the all value and put mathematically calculation, you are giving the answer. Torque is equals to 10 raised to minus 4 Newton meter in the direction of P cross E. P cross E means perpendicular to the P cross E के प्लेन जो होगा P और E के प्लेन में P to E means inside the plane of paper the direction of dipole inside that. The torque tau is equals to P cross E. It's very simple questions. It's based on only the torque on the dipole when it is placed within the uniform electric field. Questions 1.11. It is also simple based question. The polythene piece rubbed on the wool is found have negative charge 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. The polythene, when the polythene is rubbed with wool, then estimate the number of electron transfer from which to which. किससे किस में इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफ़र होंगे ये आपको बताना है. तो सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. इट इज़ बेस्ड ऑन द टोटल चार्ज Q इज इक्वल्स टू एनी charge of electron. We know that 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. We are not discussing minus sign. Total charge on the object is 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb, and just we want to find n. Then it is a quantization of charges. Q is equals to NE. Simple based question. In first part of the questions, estimate the number of electron transferred from which to which. The answer, let the n number of electron get transferred from wool to polythene. मतलब ये wool से पॉलीथीन में इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफ़र हो रहे हैं. मतलब पॉलीथीन में नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सेस होंगे, therefore polythene get negative charge. वूल से इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफ़र हो रहे हैं. दैट मीन्स पॉलीथीन हैविंग ए एक्सेस अमाउंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, therefore charge of the polythene is negative. Then simple question, Q is equals to minus NE. Then n is equals to minus Q by E. Then charge of electron, the charge of polythene is 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 7, and charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. After putting the calculation, the total number of electron transfer from wool to polythene is 2 into 10 raised to 12. Means wool to polythene, if we want to develop the charge on polythene is 3 into 10 raised to minus 7, the number of electron transfer from wool to polythene is 2 into 10 raised to 12. Means whenever 10 raised to 12 electron is transferred from one place to another place, then destination place getting the charge 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Now the second part of the question, is there transfer of mass from wool to polythene? मतलब this is the hint. This one is the hint. This one is a hint of the first part. If electron is transferred from wool to polythene. If electron is transferred from wool to polythene, one thing is charge is shifted from wool to polythene, but electron is a massive particle. That means there is some mass of electron, and mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31. Then when we charged polythene, then electron is transferred from wool to polythene. Then electron carry two things, one is charge and another is mass of electron. Therefore, the mass is also shift from wool to polythene. Electron is charge is shifted wool to polythene, as well as mass is also shifted from wool to polythene, because electron having both things, charge as well as mass. And in this first part we find that the total number of electron 2 into 10 raised to 12 will shifted from wool to polythene. That means total mass is charged from total mass is shifted n into me. Number of electron is 2 into 10 raised to 12 and mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31. That means total this mass is shifted from wool to polythene 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 18. Question 1.12. It is also very simple question. It is based on Coulombian force. Here two insulated charged copper sphere A and B have their center separated at a distance of 50 centimeter. Two sphere A and B. The distance between them is 50 centimeter. Distance between their center is 50 centimeter and both carrying the same charge 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. The radius of A and B are negligible as compared to distance. Then what is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion? Because both having a same charge, then the force of repulsion we want to calculate. The one sphere, another sphere, both having a same charge, distance between them is 50 centimeter. Then mutual force of electrostatic repulsion. Then Coulombian force is given to F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Value of QA and QB are the same, 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Value of K is 9 into 10 raised to 9 and R square is a distance between them 50 centimeter converted into meter, then its value is 0.5 square. 0.5 square. After calculation we are getting the answer. The repulsion force is F is equals to 1.521 into 10 raised to minus 2 Newton. Its first part is very easy and second part having some special, not a special, normal things. What is the force of repulsion if each sphere charge is double? Means Q dash becomes a 2Q and Q1 Q2 becomes 2Q2, and above amount and the distance between them is half, means R dash becomes a R by 2. The charge becomes a double, then new charge is double and distance is half. Then after putting a value inside the formula, QA dash is equals to twice of QA, QB dash is twice of QB dash, and R dash square is R by 2. Then after calculation you are getting 16 QA QB by R square. QA QB by R square value is that much. 1.5 1.521 into 10 raised to minus 2. Therefore, simple calculation, 16 into 1.521 into 10 raised to 7, you are getting a answer. Here 16f, the value of f is 1.21, 1.521 into 10 raised to minus 2. After the calculation, 0.2434 repulsion, because the nature of charge is not changed, amount is double but nature of charge remains same. In first case the force is repulsive, inside the second is also repulsive. It is a very simple question based on the Coulomb's law. It's based on the Coulombian force. Question number 1.44. Questions in given figure. In figure, show the trick of three charged particle in a uniform electrostatic field. Give the sign of the three charges. Which particle has the highest charge to mass ratio? The uniform electric field here is positive sign, positive charge. At the lower end of the plate having a negative charge. If we draw the one baseline, this charge particle is projected within an electric field. It's move upward direction. It's move in upward direction. Obviously, means this charged particle is moving towards the positive plate. Means nature of first particle is negative. Then negative charge attract towards the positive, and on the negative charge will repel. Means direction of force in upward direction, therefore it is little bit shifted to the upward direction. Means definitely the first particle having a charge negative. Look, the second particle is trajectory path is straight line, but it's also little bit shifted towards the upward direction. Means here if we are consider negative charge here, then positive charge will attract the negative, and negative charge repel the positive negative charge repel the negative charge. Therefore this particle instead of straight line, it's move little bit to upward direction. That means negative charge will shifted towards the positive, negative repel to each other. That means it's confirmed that second charge is also negative, and similar way we can understood that this having a positive charge, because positive charge shifted towards the negative plate and negative charge is shifted towards the positive plate. That is the theory of calculation. It's very easy. And the second part of that, It's very important. Which particle has the highest charge to mass ratio? Q by m किसका हाईएस्ट हो? तो ऑब्वियसली जिसका डिस्प्लेसमेंट ज़्यादा होगा उसका ये Q बाय m भी ज़्यादा होगा. Little bit, that is the basic concept. Then shifting of the particle is calculated by d is equals to v0t plus half of at square. Initially particle is in rest, displacement of the particle is in y direction, initial velocity is 0, 1 by 2, acceleration of charged particle is fe by m and time is equals to v by t. And t is a velocity upon time. Velocity is equals to distance upon time, therefore time is equals to distance upon velocity. Distance means length of the plate is L, therefore travel distance is L upon V. After calculation we are getting that y directly proportional to Q by m, and maximum y is for the 3, maximum displacement of the particle 3, therefore the charge ratio of Q by m is greater. Then you will be write the answer. Q3 must having a maximum specific charge, which is charge to mass ratio or charge per unit mass, because it is undergoes maximum vertical displacement as shown in figure 3. Maximum displacement in downward direction is 3. Question number 1.15. Consider a uniform electric field of value 3 into 10 raised to 3 I cap Newton per coulomb. That means the electric field is working along the x-axis direction. What is the flux of this field through the square of 10 centimeter? Means 1 square of length 10 centimeter. Side whose plane is parallel to YZ plane, means plane is placed inside the YZ plane. Here y axis, here is z axis, then plane is placed here in YZ plane. If we want to calculate the value of flux, then flux phi is equals to E vector dot A vector. That means phi is equals to EA cos theta, where is a theta is an angle between E and A. We know very well, if this is your area of value A, then area vector is perpendicular to the plane. This is your area vector, and the area vector is perpendicular to the plane. In our question, plane is placed in YZ plane, then perpendicular to the YZ plane is towards the x-axis. Means area vector is equals to A of I cap. Or you say the area vector and electric field are parallel to each other. That means A vector and E vector are parallel to each other. Means angle between them is E vector is parallel to A vector, means angle between them is 0. Then simply calculation for the flux phi is equals to EA cos theta. Value of E is 3 into 10 raised to 3. A is area of square, length into breadth. Value of length is 10 and breadth is 10. Centimeter is obviously converted into meter, and theta is 0. That means cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1. That is the one way of calculation EA cos theta. Inside the solution on the screen, it's given in the vector notation, and both the calculation indicate the same way. The value of flux EA cos theta 0.1 square centimeter is converted into meter, value of 3, and cos 0 is 1. Area vector and E vector are parallel to each other. Second part is very important. Inside the second part, what is the flux through the same square? Means same square, if normal of the plane, means normal of the plane, normal of the plane makes 60 degree with 60 degree एंगल विद द एक्स एक्सिस. एक्स एक्सिस के साथ यदि वो 60 डिग्री का एंगल बनाता है, इस हिसाब से आप रोटेट करते हो कि एंगल बिटवीन दैट इज 60 डिग्री, देन व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ फ्लक्स. सिंपली कैलकुलेशन, एंगल बिटवीन एक्स एक्सिस, suppose this is your plane, original situation of plane, this is the direction of E vector, and this situation is in first case. Now this is your x-axis, then plane is rotated such a way, plane is rotated, here indicate plane is rotated such a way, the normal of the plane making 60 degree with x-axis, normal of the plane ए वेक्टर ये एक्स एक्सिस के साथ कितने एंगल बनाता है? 60 डिग्री. देन ई वेक्टर इज ऑल्सो इन दिस डायरेक्शन अलोंग टू एक्स एक्सिस, मीन्स एंगल बिटवीन ई एंड ए is 60 degree. When area is rotated such a way, it's make an angle 60 degree with x-axis, and electric field is also in the direction of x-axis, means area vector make an angle 60 degree with E vector. That means theta is equals to 60 after putting the same value, but here you are using the angle 60 degree instead of 0 degree. In first case angle is 0, while inside the second case angle is 60 degree. Rest all the things are same. After calculation you are getting answer. Then answer is 15 Newton meter square per coulomb. It is very simple questions, but concept of area vector is quite required here to solve such type of question. Question 1.16. What is the net flux of a uniform electric field of exercise 1.15 through a cube of side 20 cm oriented so that its faces parallel to the coordinates plane. In a given figure, one cube is given to you, and as earlier questions, 1.15 electric field in x-axis direction E vector, that means E of I. Here two faces having a electric field, one is a face 1, then face 1 having a area vector perpendicular to face in this direction, and electric field value is in positive x-axis direction, means angle between them theta 1 is 180. Look here, why it's 180? Because the area vector is in this direction, A1 vector, and given that the electric field is in along x-axis, therefore angle of this is 180. Consider the second face is also E vector and A vector are parallel to each other. E vector and A vector are parallel to each other. That means for the phase 2, the E vector and A vector are both in same direction, therefore theta is 0. We are calculating flux. Here flux is 0 for these four sides because here area vector is upward direction, E vector is in direction, angle is 19, same for this face, same for this face, and same for this face. Means out of total 6 faces, we having a only flux in two direction for the phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 3 upper face, front face, bottom and backside face, 4 faces having area vector is perpendicular to the field. Therefore theta is 90 and cos 90 is 0. That means we are calculating only flux for two phase, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 having a angle 180 and phase 2 having a angle 0 for that. Rest things are same. Then total flux is phi. Total flux phi is equals to phi 1 plus phi 2. Phi 1 is minus E square minus L square E, and phi 2 is a L square E. When you total that, answer is 0. Means for the calculation we are out of six phase. This phase having a flux, this phase having a flux. Upper top having a value of 0 because angle is 90 between the A vector and E vector. Same for the front side, same for the base one, and same one for the back side. Total out of 6 faces, we draw another diagram. Topmost face having a 0 flux, topmost, front, base and back side. Only this side having a flux and this side having a flux. These and this. Rest of face having a angle 90 degree between E and A, and cos 90 is 0. This means 1, 2, 3 and 4 face having a 0, 1 having a angle 180 and 2 having a angle is 0 degree. Question number 1.17. Carefully measurement of the electric field at the surface of black box indicates that the net outward flux of the surface of the box is 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Question having a two part. Part A. Within a part A, what is the net charge inside the box? What is the net charge inside the box? Dear friends, here we are having a one box. Within a box, there is some charge. The flux outside the outward flux is outward from the box, and value of the flux phi is given to you, that is the 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. At that time, in first part we want to calculate the value of charge within a box. Repeat the questions. One box having a outer flux 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Some charge inside the box. Obviously, electric flux is outward, then value of charge is positive, then flux is outward. The value of flux is given, total value of flux is given 8 into 10 raised to 3, and we want to calculate what is the net charge inside the box. Charge बॉक्स के अंदर का चार्ज आपको निकालना है. अगेन क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन गॉसियन सरफेस. It is very important questions. It is a very important theorem. The flux phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. In first part, net charge inside the box. Inside the box, that means we want to calculate flux. We want to calculate total charge enclosed in a box. Then formula, then sigma q. Sigma q means net charge. Here we are mention only q. That is, it is a sigma q, net charge within a Gaussian surface. Then sigma q is equals to phi into epsilon 0. Epsilon 0 value is constant, 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. While the value of phi is given to you 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. After putting the value, and it is a simple multiply questions. After multiplying, you are getting the answer. The charge within a box is 9. Q is equals to 7.08 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. Second part of the question, if the net outward flux through the surface of the box where is 0, could you conclude that there were no charge inside the box? Why or why not? Means if you are drawing any kind of box in any Gaussian surface, if there is a no flux is equals to 0, then you say here there is a no any charge. So phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. What is the sigma q? Sigma q is net charge inside the Gaussian surface. If suppose within a Gaussian surface, I am placing one positive charge plus q, and second charge I am placing minus q, then sigma q is plus q plus minus q. It becomes a 0, then flux is also 0. Means charge is there means charge within a Gaussian surface but flux is zero. It means it is not necessary that if flux is zero there were no charge. Yes, charge is there, one is positive, equal charge but opposite nature, the net charge will be zero. If net charge within a Gaussian surface is zero, then flux becomes a zero. Means it not necessary if flux is zero there were no charge. No, it is there a charge, but net charge is zero, flux also be zero. Then how do we write answer in an exam? Again, phi q is equals to sigma q dash by epsilon 0. Phi q dash is 0 is q 0. Given box may be contain equal amount of unlike charge. Unlike means one is a plus q plus another is a minus q. Then net charge is 0. Then flux becomes a 0. Means charge is there but flux is there. Therefore, it is not compulsory. Flux is there 0. That means there were no any charge. Yes, charge still is there. Then what is, if given box may be amount of unlike charge whose net charge is 0, thus the when q is equals to 0, it is not necessary, it does not contain any charge. When phi here, not you are mentioned the q, something typing mistake, you are making here phi is 0, it is not necessary that the it does not contain any charge. Surface having a charge plus q and minus q, obvious phi is 0. Means flux is 0 not indicates that there is a no charge. Yes, charge is present within a surface. Obviously चार्ज इज प्रेजेंट इन अ सरफेस, सरफेस के अंदर चार्ज है, फिर भी फाई आपका क्या हो रहा है, 0. देन अगेन दिस क्वेश्चन इज बेस्ड ऑन गॉसियन सरफेस. You just read the questions how to write inside the examinations. Question number 1.18. Dear friends, it is also based on the Gaussian surface and concept related with the electric flux. Here one point charge of 10 mu c plus 10 mu c is a distance of 5 centimeter directly about the center of square of the side 10 centimeter. Here one square within a questions, one square each having a square having a same side 10 centimeter. From the center of square, matlab point of intersection, just above the 5 centimeter, just above the 5 centimeter you are placing one charge of 10 mu c. Means one we having a one square, from the plane of the square, from the center point just above the 5 centimeter you are placing one charge of magnitude plus 10 mu c. What is the magnitude of electric flux through the square? From this square, what is the value? This charge is positive, means electric flux is outward from the surface. Then we just calculate the value of flux. Then it is a simply questions. When we make it is a center, just we are drawing some geometrical figure, each line of 10 centimeter. Then we found one square. At the center of the square you are placing the one charge, because this is the 5 centimeter, then above distance is also 5, then total height is 10 centimeter and charge you are placing at the 5 centimeter, that means center of the square, which is within a hint is given to you. Then the value of flux phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0, that is the total flux related with the cube. And we want to calculate what is the magnitude of electric flux through the square. That is this flux phi t, phi total is sigma q by epsilon 0. This answer related with whole cube, and we want to find flux related with these only, this square. Then Just diagram you are draw within an examination, that is the square, your charge at the center, then flux total of the cube is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. But this is not our answer. We want to calculate flux related with one phase, because this side means your square is a one face of the imaginary cube. Then one phase is phi total flux related with the cube to the 6, because the cube having a 6 phase, you know very well, cube having a 6 phase, then flux related with one phase is equals to flux, total flux means flux of the cube to the 6, because cube having a 6 side. Same calculation we are putting here. Phi is equals to phi related with one phase, which is your square, is equals to phi of cube, or you say the phi total to the 6. Then q is given to you. Phi of cube is q by epsilon 0. Q by epsilon 0. Q by epsilon 0. Phi is q by epsilon 0. We write once again. Phi of phase is equals to phi of cube upon 6. Phi of cube having a value q by epsilon 0 and this 6. Therefore formula is q by 6 epsilon 0. Value of q is 10 mu c, 10 into 10 raised to minus 6. Value of epsilon 0 you know very well, 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 and 6 within a formula. After putting the value, you are getting the answer. The flux related square, not a cube, phi is equals to 1.883 into 10 raised to 5 Newton meter square per coulomb. Then only simple calculation, we are assuming that this charge is on the center of cube, and we are putting calculation. Phi related with one phase is equals to phi of cube to the 6. Question 1.19. The point charges of 2.0 mu c is the center of a cubic Gaussian surface of 9 cm on edge. What is the net flux through the surface? It is very easy question based on Gauss theorem. Phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. It doesn't mean what is the size of that, and we want to calculate what is the net flux through the surface. Net flux through the surface means we want to calculate net flux from the surface, means each surface. Then phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. The value of q is 2 mu c, and epsilon 0 value you know very well, at 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. After calculation you are getting the answer. Very easy questions, and use normal things. Phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. Question number 1.20. A point charge causes an electric flux of minus 1.0 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb pass through the spherical Gaussian surface of 10 centimeter radius center on the charge. One spherical surface of the radius 10 centimeter At the center, there is a one charge. Due to that, the flux is inward direction of the value minus 1 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. The question having a two part. Inside the first part, if the radius of Gaussian surface were the double, means first time your radius is 10 centimeter, now you are changed the radius of the sphere and it becomes a 20 centimeter, means you are increase the dimension of Gaussian surface, you are not changing the charge. Then how much flux passing through the surface? The value of flux on the surface. It is a simple question based on the Gaussian formula, Gaussian theorem. Phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0, means flux is depends on the total charge enclosed with the Gaussian surface to the epsilon 0. Here there were no formula, there were no any physical quantity related with the dimension of Gaussian surface. Its phi is depends on the sigma q as well as epsilon 0. Epsilon 0 is constant, therefore it does not change. In the current part of the questions, we not change the value of q, it remains fixed. Just we are changing the radius of the Gaussian surface, and flux is independent from the shape and size of the Gaussian surface, therefore flux does not change due to changing radius. Maybe double, maybe triple, maybe half, one third, कुछ भी आप चेंज कर लो, वो चेंज नहीं होगा. That means your answer is, even after making radius of Gaussian surface double, the amount of electric flux passing through it will not change because the net charge enclosed by remains same. Sigma q is not changed, sigma q is remains same, and flux phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. No any physical quantity change, therefore flux remains the same. Then answer of the first part is that the flux will not change if you change the radius of Gaussian surface. Maybe radius, maybe double, triple, कुछ भी करे, the change नहीं होगा. Then second part of the question, what is the value of point charge? Means Gaussian surface, the value of flux is inward. Then we want to find the charge on the center. The value of flux phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. We want to calculate charge. That means sigma q is equals to phi into epsilon 0. The value of phi is minus 1 into 10 raised to 3, and epsilon 0 value is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. After putting the value, you are getting the answer minus 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 9. It is very simple question based on Gaussian surface. Gauss theorem, phi is equals to sigma q by epsilon 0. Flux is depends on only net charge within a Gaussian surface. The question number 1.21, a conducting sphere of the radius 10 cm has the unknown charge. If the electric field 20 cm from the center of the sphere is 1.5 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per coulomb, and the point radial inwards, what is the net charge on the sphere? Means electric one is conducting sphere of radius 10 centimeter. The electric field radially inward, means direction of electric field is inward direction. We know very well from the positive side electric field becomes outward direction. electric field lines outward direction, and from the negative charge electric fields are in the direction of inward. Means here electric field lines are inward, that means the total charge on the sphere is negative. Here we want to calculate what is the net charge on the sphere. Two things are given to you. One is electric field, value of electric field 1.5 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per Coulomb, and radius and the conducting sphere of radius 10 centimeter. Radius आपको कितना दिया गया है? 10 centimeter. Then two concepts are there. We want to calculate the net charge on the sphere. The three things are there. If spherical sphere, conducting sphere, inside electric field is 0, on the surface is become E is equals to K cube by capital R square, where R is a radius of the sphere, and outside the sphere if the distance is R, then E is equals to K cube by small r square. In the both the case on the surface and outside the surface, we assume that total charge of the sphere is concentrated at the center. We are assuming that whole charge of the sphere is concentrated over the center. The sphere considered is a point-like charge. From that point, distance is 10 centimeter and electric field is produced 1.5 into 10 raised to 3. Then we want to calculate the charge on the sphere. The formula of electric field E0 is equals to KQ by R square. We want to calculate Q, then E is equals to KQ by R square, then Q is equals to ER square by K. Value of E0 is this, value of R is 10 centimeter, value of K is 9 into 10 raised to 9. After calculation, we are getting the answer Q is equals to minus 6.667 into 10 raised to minus 9 Coulomb. Negative charge indicates that the electric field lines are inwards. Or you say that if electric field lines are inward, then charge on the sphere is negative. Very simple questions. Question 1.23. An infinite line charge produce of field means electric field 9 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb at a distance of 2 centimeter. Calculate linear charge density. Linear charge density means lambda. We want to calculate. The conceptual is that if you having a wire of infinite long, some charge on there, and linear charge density suppose is lambda. From the charged wire at a distance of r, the value of electric field is given by lambda upon 2 pi epsilon 0 r. By multiplying by 2 and divided by 2, multiply by 2 and divided by 2, 2 to the 4, and it becomes a 1 by 4, it becomes a 2 lambda upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r. 2 to the 4, 4 pi epsilon 0 r, this becomes a k, and formula becomes E is equals to 2k lambda upon r, which is mentioned here. When infinite long wire having a linear charge density lambda, the electric field produced at a distance r is given by E is equals to 2k lambda upon r. In current question, we want to find linear charge density, that means we want to find the lambda, then the formula of lambda becomes ER upon 2k. Very simple. Then formula of lambda becomes ER upon 2k. Value of E is given to you. Value of R is given to you 2 centimeter, which is converted into meter, and that becomes a 0.02. And value of K 9 into 10 raised to 9. After putting the all value by the simple mathematics, we are getting the answer. Lambda is equals to 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb meter. Here one wire of infinite length. It is must necessary, because if length is not infinite, then formula will different. Therefore, carefully you remember that infinite long wire of linear charge density lambda produce an electric field E at a distance r is given by lambda upon 2 pi epsilon 0 r. It's very simple question.
अब कीजिए फिजिक्स का डर खत्म। फिजिक्स को याद करें मिनटों में। बड़े से बड़े न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व कीजिए 1 मिनट में। यहां मिलेगा बोर्ड, नीट और